So I lost to Skill Drain Imperial Order, and that's what ended my tournament. Okay. If I had an MSD or Twin Twister, I think I would have won. And if I made it to top 32, I'm pretty sure I would have like made it even further. This deck's actually really nuts. And first of all, I want to say welcome and thank you to all the subscribers that came from Team Samurai X. I've gotten a lot in the past few hours, like 50 I think, which is kind of a lot.
That's awesome.
I again want to say thank you and welcome. Check out the rest of my videos if you guys want more deck profiles. And I will explain some of the tech choices. Other ones are pretty self-explanatory. So let's start with the main deck monsters.
Yeah, let's see this goodness.
3 Armadillos. On summon, it lets you fetch one of the Gem-knight monsters from your deck to the hand. It doesn't really do anything else besides being a Stratos and a Gem monster. Mainly, it matters because Phantom Cores requires Gem monsters, 2 of them, to make. So even though he's not a Gem-knight, he's part of the archetype and he fetches you whatever you're missing. So Stratos is banned, but I'm allowed to play 3 of these. Like I said in Team Samurai X video, this is the most important main deck Gem-knight monster. Mainly because of its level, its typing, and its effect. When he's sent from the hand to the graveyard, it lets you bring back any of your level 4 lower normal monsters. So if you have this and any monster and you have a fusion, you can make a Phantom Chords of 2 cards, I guess. 3 of my favorite Gem-knight, Lasselai. She is one of the reasons why I play the deck as well. This is the Gem-knight you play in World Chalice, and because I kept drawing her, I decided to just play the deck and play 3. So
it's a good draw.
So if I draw it, I don't
I
don't have to like shoot myself, you know. So 3 of these. One of my friends was playing the deck as well, and he was playing 2 and 2, which that just made me cry a little because it's just so wrong.
You just want to max out on the Gem-knights, right?
Yes, definitely. Again, like I keep telling in all my videos, the level matters, and I'll explain to that later again. For the normals, we had 3 Tourmalines and 2 Lapis. I play Rabbit, and I play 3 Rabbits, and I'm only playing 5 normals. In theory, that's incorrect, but let's just throw a theory out of the window, and because Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't matter, you don't want to see these cards in your hand at all. You want to search them in any way you can, or summon Rabbit. And I'm playing this over Garnet because the fusions the Tourmaline make are better. Period.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Garnet is just 300 points stronger, which doesn't matter. And this card is just important because of the name and the level. So 5 of those.
Awesome.
For the last Gem-knight monster, it's not really a Gem-knight monster, but it can become one. So while it's on the field, you can send any of your Gem-knight monsters from your deck to the graveyard, or Melodious Diva. We don't care about those because no one gives a shit about them. You send one of them to claim their effects and claim their effects and their name. So you can send any of these to fuse, basically make one of your fusions. But the important effect is that if it's in your graveyard, you can banish one of your fusions to special summon it back. And the sending effect is not once per turn. So it's really important. And another reason why you have to play this card is because it's level and its attribute as well. This is, in theory, this is the only way that Gem-knights can summon Seraphonite because it's light. And being level 2 rock comes up later, and I'll explain why.
Why only 1, if I may ask?
Because you don't want to draw it like these. You don't want to draw these monsters, right? Okay. But you have to play them. If you play multiples, I mean, to be honest, you could play 2 of this, but why would you? You could, instead of playing the second one of this, you can play Absorb Fusion. Okay. Which is, it searches anything in the deck. So one of those. We have Albert, we have Jeff, and we have Nicholas.
Nice.
These guys are FTK machines. These dudes are crazy. You open with one of these and a Rabbit, and a Gem-knight monster, you got a combo. So you have to maximize on the card that summons most of the new links.
Why are the bunnies different names?
Because when I win with them, I shut them out.
That's funny.
So they usually do their job, so I have to congratulate one of them later.
Whichever one came out.
And for the best monster in the deck, honestly, this card is the absolute nuts. And I remember when, what is that deck called? When Electromagnet Warriors came out, I played this in that deck, and it wasn't very good because the graveyard effect didn't ever happen. But in this deck, it's just too good, like not to play at 3. You want to see this, you want to hard draw it, because if you hard draw this, you don't have to send it off Brilliant Fusion, or you don't have to rely on Brilliant Fusion to resolve. So if you hard draw this, you can send this instead of to make Seraphonite to claim a second summon, and you can bring it back with one of the fusions that you have. But if you hard draw this, you're winning the game. So if you open one of this or have a way to get it to the graveyard, you're winning. And this is one of the reasons why I was talking about the levels. When it's sent from the field to the graveyard, it lets you add up to 3 monsters whose total level equals 8. So you can add these 3, 4, 3, 1, or you can add any combinations or whatever you were missing, 3, 3, and 2. So that's 8. That's what I meant the levels. Matt, one of the main reasons why, and again, being the best card to put himself. The special summon effect is not once per turn, so you can just keep bringing him back.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it protects you from Ogre, from Gamma, if anything. Torrential is a 3, Raigeki Dark Hole, from everything. Hand traps, 3. This card sucks. Ash. I didn't see this card at all, but thank God because it sucks. It really does.
$80.
Gamma and Driver. I'm pretty sure these were the best cards to have as like protection or traps.
Game was sick.
Yeah, I was going second all day, and I never resolved it on their turn except for one time. I played against a Trickstar player around 6, and he summoned Candina, and I had to negate it.
Yeah.
I figured if I negate this, he's probably gonna pass, and he did. Yes, I lost the chance to make Omega, but it didn't matter because that won me the game. You have these because I am playing Pot of Desires. So if you banish one of your fusions, you can put it back, or sometimes you might want to, this is 3,500 damage, and it came up a lot, like 3,500, make Omega, and control the board with it.
Definitely.
But protecting your Brilliant Fusion from Ash was the main reason why I played it. It never happened because my opponents never really got a chance to activate Ash on the right card, because they would always Ash this, and again, that's incorrect. So, again, in light attribute, it actually matters. Make Seraphonite. And if you resolve this on your turn, these are 2 extra special summon monsters to burn your opponent with. So
that's dope.
I feel like you have to play those in the deck. If you're not playing them, you're playing it wrong. I know they're really expensive, but just wait a little bit. You definitely need to play them.
They're getting reprinted.
Yes. As you can see, I'm not playing the Predaplan Engine or Lone Fires. Those cards are they're really good, but they're bad in this deck. Lots of people were giving me crap in the video telling me that I tell other people that their choices are wrong, but they are. They really are. Like, if you're playing the Predaplan Engine and not playing any defensive cards, you're just going to lose. You're just going to get run over by everything.
Quartz is absurd. That's,
so yeah,
that's what makes the deck
maximizing
good.
the deck. People are like, oh, Brilliant Fusion is the best card. Why wouldn't you play something that lets you search it? You don't really need it. If you draw, it's cool and all, but you have to take consideration that you're playing against other people that are playing these cards, and you want to be able to protect yourself or let your effects resolve.
Yeah.
So again, just reconsider your list and test mine out. See if you like it. If you don't like it, then cool. If you do, then great. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, 3 fusions because it makes the deck go. If you don't have this, you're gonna struggle a little. But once you get your hands on one, you don't need the other 2 because it's infinite. 3 Brilliant Fusions because it's game. I don't think I need to explain this. A lot of people tell me, oh, you just send Block Dragon with this, but it's not true. That's why I play 3. If you hard draw it, you don't have to resolve this. This becomes just a win more. You can just summon a Lady Brilliant Diamond by sending 3 Lacelots and adding 3 normals back, which is crazy. So this card resolved all day yesterday, except for the last match, which got Imperial Order, and I lost because of it.
Dang.
So those to start my combos, 2 unexpected dies. I really wanted to play 3, but I decided not to. 2 is perfect. 3 will be too many, and 1 is just not correct. This deck functions like spirals. If you can put 2 Gem-knights on the field or Gem monsters on the field, you're probably going to be winning a lot of the games.
So in the off chance that you draw both, that's all you need.
Yes. Especially if you're playing against backer, and if you open 2, it's actually pretty good, since you're going to activate the 1, try to summon a Phantom Quartz, it gets strike, then you can play the second one, because it's not once per turn. So playing 2 is correct. Soul Charge because it's a win button.
It's awesome.
Right there, just if your opponent has Ash, Ogre, Veiler, everything, this card lets you play through all that and still like FTK them. I'm allowed to play this, so I'm not gonna explain this. Yep. This card is here mainly for Block Dragon. I want to see Block Dragon all times, so I have to play this. This is an easy side out. Every game 2 and 3, this card comes out. But Block Dragon is really important. Controversial pick, Pot of Desires. I don't think I explained it well on Team Samurai's X channel. Pot of Desires is here to dig for hand traps. If I fail to kill my opponent, which it doesn't really happen. If I go second, they're dying, and if my hand is good going turn 1, I don't have to play this. This is basically activate Ash it. Ash it, okay, I can result Brilliant Fusion successfully now because this is an Ash magnet. You will do it. And if my hand is really bad and I need to dig for something, then I'll do it. Like, you know, it's just the one of it's like the one Pot of Greed. Imagine if Pot of Greed would come back to 1. People would play and everything, right? This is Pot of Greed for me. I don't think I ever want to resolve more than 1.
It's like a better upstart.
Yeah, if I have it, cool. If I don't, then whatever. And for my 41st and 42nd second card, it's Dark Cold Raigeki. These cards were evenly matches up until the day of the event, but I decided to add these because Baguska actually hurts the deck a lot.
Yeah. And
that's another one of the reasons why I lost. Round 11th, my opponent summoned Baguska both times and I couldn't out it because I didn't have these, and it was so annoying because I played them for that reason. I didn't see them. That's it for the main deck. 42 cards, very solid. You have to take into consideration that I test my decks a lot, and I would not give you something that hasn't been tested. That's why like a lot of people are giving me crap, and I give them crap back because all they talk is just like nonsense. They just test their list online where it's not correct to, because everyone online sucks.
You think the ratios matter? He wouldn't give you the stuff if the ratios didn't matter.
If you can see on my channel, I have a lot of deck lists, and that's all I have because I feel like if I give you like gameplay, you can see gameplay online. There's no reason for me to like show you how I play my decks because you can already do that by practicing. I'm giving you the list for you to try and actually come up with the combo so you can actually become better.
Yeah.
So that's it for the main deck. Extra deck, you have to play 3 of this, mandatory. Their boss monster. This card is so pretty and it does so much for the deck. And this is one of the cards that has to go to 1. If they want to fix this deck, they have to put this at 1. Because you can summon as many times, you can use this effect as many times, and it's gigantic. It copies any of your guys in the graveyard. So 3 of those comes up. I played 2. The morning of the event, I decided to add a 3rd because it came up. So 3 Master Diamonds, 2 FTK machines. This is another card. So these 2 cards are the ones that have to go to 1. Not one or the other, it has to be both. Because if you do that, then you will stop all the FTK. It will turn into an OTK. You will have to go second and make your opponent have monsters for you to basically OTK them. It's no longer an FTK if these 2 cards are at 1, because you can't do it anymore. Unless you play Black Garden, but we're not doing that. So 2 of these. The 3rd never ever came up. I don't think playing 3 is correct. So I feel that 2 is the way to go. For people that are wondering, you can only summon it once per turn, yes, but you can send the 2nd copy from your extra deck to the graveyard for Master Diamond to copy, and then you just summon the other one and fuse this away and then copy it. So being able to summon once per turn doesn't matter because you're going to be sending it. That effect is ridiculous. I feel like you should have sent from the main deck to the graveyard. Sending from the extra deck is just dumb. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. 2 big dumbass. He's here just because his attack stats. Like, he doesn't do anything. He has no effect.
Almost as vanilla as Lapis.
Yeah, literally. He's just a 29 beater. This is the easiest Gem-knight fusion to summon because of its type. It requires a Gem-knight and a rock. All of them are rock, most of them at least, and it's so easy to summon. 29 beater is hard to pass. I wish it was 3,000, and that would make it actually a little much better. 2 of these came up all day. 2 is correct. Seraphonite, you hardly ever make this, but when your hand is like a Gem-knight armadillo or 2, you can summon Seraphonite, or you have an armadillo and a bunny, you just win. Like, there's no way you're losing if you resolve this. It's too good.
We'll see ya.
So, some people don't play it, but I think it deserves a spot in its own deck because it's a Gem-knight fusion. Lady Brilliant Diamond, she is the strongest Gem-knight monster in the extra deck, but she has a cool effect that she can tribute any Gem-knight on the field, including herself, to summon any fusion. And that fusion is treated as a fusion summon. So she's really cool. You can only summon her once per turn. If you couldn't do that, if you could like keep spamming her, oh my goodness, that would be like busted. And for the last 2 fusions, the ones that Tourmaline makes, Prismora and Topaz. Prismora is a Dryden. Once per turn, pitch a Gem-knight card, pop a card. It's not once per turn either, so you can like keep summoning this guy somehow and like pop. And he has a... I didn't summon this all day, by the way, but I did use the effect of Lady Lapis Lazuli to send Topaz to the graveyard with her effect, then summon him, banish Topaz, and then have a 29 Devil Swinger 29. So basically it's a BLS, attacks twice, and this guy has an army armor effect, so Master Diamond would have that effect to burn your opponent for the damage of the monster that you're killing. So even though you hardly summon it correctly, you still want to send it to the graveyard or have it in your extra deck as a target. 2 Phantom Chords. This card is game. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it says that in the text. On summon, you add anything, literally anything. We'll just say anything because it is anything, and you usually win the game if this goes successfully. If it's both of their effects goes off successfully, you win. You can just fuse for free, and if for some weird reason you manage to not kill your opponent and they don't kill this, then they're losing 100%.
Why not 3?
Because you can recycle the first one that it's in graveyard or banish file with the second one. And I play Mrs. Raiden as well, so in theory there's 3, but
okay.
Block Dragon can make Mrs. Raiden and Block Dragon cannot make these. So instead of playing Decode, because a lot of the times you make Mrs. Raiden with one of these guys, I decided not to play Decode because he requires effect monsters. And sometimes you're gonna be making Mrs. Raiden with a normal monster, and you can't do that if you're you can't summon Decode with those guys.
Just so happens that we play vanillas.
Yeah, sometimes deck. Like you're going on a beatdown mode, and you have like that over there, and like this. And all these guys get gigantic because they're all Earth, so they all gain 500, and you just go in for a game. This is what I would have done to my last opponent if it didn't have Imperial Order. I could have done this and pushed through all his monsters and killed them, but he had Imperial Order. And for the last card, my extra deck, it's Omega. Didn't summon it once. Actually, I did it against my very first match against a 60 card deck. I tricked him into summoning. I did something really bad, but I mean it happens in Yu-Gi-Oh. He was playing 60 card Lightstorm. He made Sarjuya, Minerva, and then he milled Mizuki and a Solitaire. And he said pass, and I had Gamma all the time. I'm like, I want to Gamma something important. I guess I should have Gamma the Sarjuya and he would have passed, but I figure I want to summon like Gamma on my turn. So when he said pass, I was about to draw, and then he said I could have done something else, and I let him take it. I was like, go for it, because I needed to resolve the Gamma on my turn. So he summoned Omega, uses the frag on my standby phase, and I'm like, no, and I won. So,
nice guy.
So I guess that's it for the extra deck. I feel like all of these have to be here. Omega can be cut, but all these guys must be in there, and the ratios are perfect again. In my opinion. For the extra deck, side deck, 3 Ogres, mainly for the True Draco matchup, Diagram decks, and Magicians. I didn't see this card all day, but I'm pretty sure it was good. It would have been good if I
definitely. Diagram decks are good this format.
Diagram decks, I mean terraforming decks. They go terraforming, no, pass your turn, my turn, game. So 2 of those, because I only got 2. I couldn't find a third, and they're not even mine. 2 of this card. In theory, it's great. It beats like bad decks and it beats ABC, but it apparently doesn't because they have a link monster that negates things. So this card sucked.
Sheesh.
I'm never gonna sign that ever again. 2 Kumongas. These are very important because of the attribute. Even though the level sucks, you'd never want to give Magicians a level 7 Kaiju ever because they can overlay with it. But this one had to be here because of the attribute. If you kill it, you can banish it for Block Dragon and do cool things. So I wanted it now to Masterpiece and Ignorant Monsters. So 2 of these. I might just cut these, the Chaos Hunter, and do an entire Kaiju engine. But I think that might be a little too much. Actually, never mind. I know what I'm gonna cut the Chaos Hunters for, and I'll go over that. For Paleo decks and Inspector Borders, there were so many of those stupid Inspector Border deck, and I was so afraid of those decks, so I decided to keep her in. She's a light and she's a thunder. He requires a thunder, and
look at that.
And she requires a light. So Denko, it's a Gem-knight monster in some ways.
Pretty cool.
3 evenly matched because
It's evenly matched.
I just want to enter my battle phase with no cards and and Chalice, and this is the card that I'm going to play 3 of instead of these 2 because Baguska just beats the deck. And if I have an out to out there Baguska, I'm going to win because that's the only card that matters, or Dweller. And if you hit something with it and you just like use their monsters to keep burning them, I think that would have been correct because I lost. Well, anyways, that was the deck. That was a lot to take in. But if you guys have any questions, just post them down below. I will do my best to answer them. Again, before you open your mouth and start typing a bunch of nonsense, just test the deck list and then come to me. If you liked it, then great. If you don't, then tell me what you didn't like about it. But don't run your mouth because it's just dumb. And it makes you look dumb. Again, thank you, Mike, for recording. Thank you, Miss Al. I want to shout out all my friends for like driving and staying up all night and not having faith on me because they were telling me not to play this deck.
Who told you that? You're lying.
Everybody at the hotel, they're like, oh, you should play this, but they knew that they were jokingly, like, they're just saying it because, I mean, it's Gemini. It's like this. Again, everyone in the comment section is telling me that the deck sucks because I didn't make top 32. And the reason I didn't make top 32 is because I couldn't play. The deck is not the best deck, but it has potential to be one of the best decks, or like be in a pie chart of the meta.
Definitely.
Because it has so many options. If the deck is played correctly, it can do a lot. And you might be thinking, oh, it's just an FTK deck. My opponents, nobody was upset. They were just like mesmerized. They were happy to see these cards. Like, this is cool. They all said that. That's a cool deck. Like, yeah. I'm glad I played against this and it's not like something else. And if I lost, it's because I outplayed them. And sometimes I FTK them, which it was cool. Anyway.
Well, thanks for showing us those cards.
They're going to kill this part and then like you lose. Question. Is there anything in the main deck, or I guess you mentioned side deck, that you would change as far as ratios and like that?
No, I think that the side deck, it's a little odd.
Well, side deck adjusts every format.
But yeah, the extra deck can change a little bit. I could take the Omega out for an extra fusion, or I might add a Bagusia myself. Even though I don't think that's what that needs to be. Probably VFD. VFD is like game. I should have played that. Came up once. But the main deck's fine. It's perfect. You can make it 40 if you want, cut some cards, but why? Like, you dig so much. So I feel like this is the most perfect deck list that I could have come up, and anyone as well. And if you guys want to take it to a regionals and expose it out there, because this is not correct, something has to be done to this deck.
Would you keep the Ash in the main deck?
Depends. I don't think I would. I probably just cut. I could just cut these and like add some.
Upstart?
No. I would add like absorb fusion to.
Absorb fusion. Okay.
To search more fusions or do other things, but I'm gonna keep them in there for you know, like I play, my local has a lot of Saki decks, and I want to keep it just because of that.
Okay.
Again, that's it.
Cool.
Comment down below if you have any questions. Check out my channel. Check out Alvin Monkeys.
Yep, Alvin Monkey. Yep.
He has some cool videos. And again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned and stay going. Peace.
See you, Alex. Thanks so much.